Okay. Good morning, Miss Melina. Um,
Morning, sir.
we we are going to share a few things that we found from the video we observed. Um, we already shared with you the criteria, and you know what we were looking for. Before anything, I want to tell you though that you did wonderful in your lesson. You're a great teacher, and what we share here, the purpose of this observation is not a witch hunt. It's rather as colleagues we want to grow so that we become the best that we can be. Um, I think it is a honorable thing to identify our weaknesses and to strengthen them, right? And to also build on what we're already strong we continue to do, right? So the first thing that we're gonna do is start with the strengths. I will allow Ms. Shahira to proceed with all the strengths, and then I'm going to add in if I don't hear what I saw, no. So Ms. Shahira, please go ahead.
Good morning, Miss Melina. I will be providing the strengths that I observed during your mathematics lesson. And one of the good things that I saw that you began using was the manipulatives. This allowed your students to be engaged and it captured their attention so that they were able to come back with the information from the previous day and also to introduce the new information that they were to have in this new topic. I also like that you have your students being your little helpers. That is good because it helps and it gives you that time for you to move on to another activity maybe that you have, and it provides you that time for them to be able to assist you. Another good thing that I identified in your lesson was that you had them working in pairs. When you have your students working in pairs, you're able to assist each other. For example, when they were doing the activities with the ice cream, some of them were a little bit confused with instruction, but yet the other student managed to help them out with that information. And another thing that I liked was that you assisted them and managed them and to help them with that assistance that they needed. For example, when they raised their hands, you were attentive. And there's this one student that I noticed that you have differentiation with. And that is very good because we're including everyone in this lesson. We're not leaving anyone behind. So those were some very good qualities that I observed from the lesson.
Okay, sure. Ms. Shahira, thank you. And I see some things that I think I must highlight because they are from actually the 5 minute observation form, right? Um, you were prepared for your lesson, which is excellent. Your children were arranged in such a way that they could hear you, they could see you, they could see the blackboard. That is also very good. That is commendable. Um, the transitions were also good, and the classwork actually enhanced the lesson, the topic that you were bringing up. It was not only just you doing, they do, and then they don't have the practice. You actually had practice work, which is very well, right? It is in line. You see the alignment of what you would have your hook, your development, and of course your assessment. So the alignment was there. Um, Pair work is good, like Mrs. Kiliano mentioned, and the instructions were also clear. But I will just put some pointers when it comes to that in a few, no. Um, and so those are all the good things. So as I mentioned before, I see many very good qualities of you as a teacher. And then we also have a few that if we work on them, we become better because I've been there, and I know that one of the first things that that as teachers we are challenged with is our questioning technique. I had that problem, so I can relate, right? Um, One of the things that I think that I would make as a recommendation would be like having a table closer with your material, so that wouldn't take away time from you. You would just get your material and put it there, right? It's only a recommendation. It will make you more powerful teacher, no? Um, Another thing that I liked and failed to mention it was routines. You establish routine when you said let's share the whiteboard. They knew that when someone shows, they come for it. It was smooth, but again, establishing routines in other areas would also be good. So you're doing great there, developing, but you can do much better. You already did well with the routines. You have the practice, so you can develop more routines to make the transition easier, right? Um, Now another thing that I would recommend, it's only again a recommendation, is a focal point. When giving instructions, identify one area in your classroom where you want to stand. If you want to stand in the middle, if you want to stand in front of your table. And from there, you give your instruction, and it's part of routine building. Because the children will know that when you are at that point, you're giving out something important, an important instruction. That I have seen it, I have tried it, and it works well. Children get used to that, right? And then like the exercise that you did where you wrote on the board, maybe if you could have it on a piece of paper, and the lesson would have flowed plenty better. But overall, I see many good traits of a teacher. Your articulation is well, you're able to project without, you're loud enough without being too loud. You apply the teacher voice as it was relevant, and that is well. Students were able to complete and work, and they were on task. So that is also a good thing because I believe your objective was met. Um, so that's all I have to add. And again, everything we say is for the purpose is for teacher to grow, to strengthen, right? It's not a witch hunt. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your video and the fact that you allowed us into the privacy of your classroom. Thank you very much.
Miss Melina, after listening to your feedback, is there anything that you would like to share?
Um, well, thank you for looking at my video. I know that um well, I didn't get like a proper feedback for the video itself. However, you getting in and watching the video actually helped me to and I will surely try to use the recommendations and the little advices that you give me, and I really think it helped me a lot. I know it was not a perfect video. It was the best that I could provide at the time, but it's good to hear someone to hear a feedback, because honestly, as a teacher, I think that that is what helps us to become better. If you actually make someone observe you and pinpoint what things you missed, or if you need to improve something, then that is a good thing. And I am open for feedbacks. I always a person that if you tell me to do something, I will try my best to do it. If not, then I will find help and I will say, okay, maybe I'm not good at this, and I will still try to find assistance in making myself a better teacher.
Very good, Miss Melina. I like your way of thinking, and that is what we're looking for in teachers. When we're open to feedback, we're able to grow and we're able to become better and provide quality education to our students. And whilst working with you at school, I noticed that you find that initiative whenever you don't know how to do something, you always seek for that help. And that is very good because that is what we want. We want to grow in the profession, we want to grow with the children, but also ourselves. When we communicate, when we share, when we find that initiative, it's a very good quality and trait that you have.
Okay.
I'll just end off by saying thank you very much. And again, I see a wonderful teacher in you. So which is open, which is the teacher that everyone wants on staff, right? Because you're a team player and you're open to positive feedback, right? And that is how we grow because we don't get into the profession knowing everything. And we have to accept it that even we might be 20 years in a classroom and we're still doing things wrong or doing it differently, right? But the fact that you're open to it speaks about your disposition to learn about your disposition to be better, and that is the end goal. Like you mentioned, um, every day we learn something and we become better every day. So you have that disposition, keep being that positive person. And again, when you're giving recommendations, it's good to evaluate it too. Sometimes the evaluator might give you something that you know is proper in their view, but it's being when you get advice, it's good to be objective. Check what's good, grab what is good from it, and so forth. But thank you again, and it was very good. And I hope to hear more from you in the future. Bye.
You're welcome. It was nice helping Miss Shahira. I know she's a good teacher too. And when she asked me about the video, I said, well, of course, I would be helping a colleague of mine. And if that helps her in her career, then the feedback she provides will help me also in my one.
Thank you very much, Miss Melina. I really appreciate your help.
You're welcome, Miss. Anytime I'm here to assist if I can.
Thank you very much. We will end off the meeting, and I hope you have a very good day.
You too, Miss. Thank you, both of you. Have a nice day.